Morning, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for tuning in. Chris Wood here, September 21st, 2022, first day of fall. I just jumped on here for a quick minute to do a quick update to let everybody know what is taking place with me. Overnight, obviously, I have had more skull deforming. My head has gotten a lot more shorter. My head has gotten rounder. I go through this on a daily basis from my identity theft is done. I am Christopher Wood. I live in Lennox and Addington, Ontario. Lennox and Addington, Napanee, Ontario, and I am the victim of identity theft. I'm the victim of brain injury. I am the victim of skull splitting. I am the victim of medical blacklisting. I am the victim of kidnapping. I am the victim of sex assault. I am the victim of attempted murder. My mother was a victim of stalking, and my mother was a murder victim. Compliments of Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police for revenge retaliation since 2019 because of me speaking of their crimes, the human homeless trafficking out of the Morning Star mission, and the financial exploitation of the homeless and other crimes. As a result, I became a victim. There's been lies, cover-ups, time buying, arrest refusals, except for on me to deflect the crimes, lies against me stating that I have a long criminal history and record, and I have no criminal history or record. I was charged once, and that was by the hospital here and the cops who co-conspired to do it in an attempt to deflect their crimes for me wanting them charged and arrested for their crimes. So it was done to give me a record and also to deflect their crimes. Medical treatment refusals, medical discrimination. I'm losing my train of thought. I have no feelings in this side of my head whatsoever. The whole right side of my head is completely and totally dead. I feel nothing. For 3 years, I am getting seriously deformed. I have been getting lived through and broadcasted through by what is called remote neuromonitoring. It is complements of O.P.P. It is a microchip implant that they use on their victims to destroy a person's nervous system and also a person's brains. This is how O.P.P get out of lawsuits. They cause memory losses. They cause other damages to their victims. Son of a bitch. They cause other problems to their victims. It's a Pontius Pilate crime. They're passing this tech around. They're giving it to their boss, William Billy Wooldridge. I also have his prisoner tracking onto me because this is a framing. This is a framing trafficking and murder crime on me, and I will not be proven wrong. Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police, Spencer Mills, 14716. Staff Sergeant, ex-chief, Shannon Quirk, Robert Kane, Robert Lucas, Stacy, a mental health worker, was Daily Tea Company here in Napanee, now Kingston, and Shelley Hafner, Dr. Tatiana V, Stacy's girlfriend, a.k.a. Margie V. Lennox and Addington County General Hospital, Dr. Joy Hadley, Dr. McGregor, Dr. Waldron, Dr. Pritchard, Dr. Barton. Triage Nurse Tanya, Triage Nurse Terry, Triage Nurse David, Paladin Security, 25-year-old guy, roughly maybe 400 to 500 pounds. And then there's their boss, co-offender, sex offender, my identity thief, and serial killer, and lover with staff sergeant, child stalker, and pedophile, sex slavery trafficker, with and for ex-chief William Bill Wooldridge, 149 Center Street North. That's his last known used name. Then there's Blair Hardy, there's Tyler Lake, there's Jabin Alstein, there's a guy named Ray Ray who lives on East Street, who has a white pit bull who is deaf. His roommate Sam. There's a Hope Mills. There is an Allie Cooper, and there is a Bucktooth Bob. He is a bald guy, crowbar mustache, and walks around. He's tall. He walks around with a bag of drugs all the time. He is a serious human trafficker. Then there's Destiny Gilchrist Larrabee. There's Destiny Larrabee Gilchrist. There's her mother, Crystal. There's a guy named Mike. He's roughly about 60, 65 years old. He's homeless. He lives in a tent or a trailer. They've all used it on me, and they are all guilty of attempted murder. Luckily, and right now, my whole right side, my lung, all the way up, I'm getting fluid, and it's coming up through here, like I said, through my jugular, up to the spot, whatever I have under my tongue now, and it's moving up my face to my temple area where I continue to get numb. And it's spreading around my fucking head, and I have absolutely no feeling in my head whatsoever. I have no stimulation in my head whatsoever. I could put music, I could put earphones in my ears, I could turn up the music full blast, and I would have no stimulation at all on my right side. It's been completely and totally fucking destroyed. And there's nothing I can do about it, for the simple reason is this is for their boss, William Bill Wooldridge, a wanted Harvard inmate, sex offender, dangerous offender, who I am going through this identity theft and switch with. He is alleged Hells Angels, Ontario chapter boss, leader, or whatever. He is also a rat informant. He is also allegedly in witness protection, so that may be another reason why they will not touch him or arrest him, or why he needs this identity theft. Highly psychotic, highly fucking delusional. He thinks that he is me. He thinks that he is Harry Potter. He believes that we were switched at birth. I'm 50. He's 70, 71, whatever. And yet he believes that we were switched at birth. He also thinks that he's my dad too, but he also believes he's Harry Potter and 50 other different people. Perfect person to give remote neuromonitoring to completely and totally mess somebody up, especially knowing that he is a serious heroin junkie, crackhead, and meth head junkie. O.P.P are paying these people, their co-offenders, $300 a day plus all the drugs that they want, while they are passing this around to do this to me. This is a Pontius Pilate crime for them, so they could sit back and watch me get killed and have deniability because of how it's being done through the remote neuromonitoring and through all of these fucking junkies. This is how they get out of lawsuits. They cause memory losses. They mutilate their victims. They cause memory losses in their victims. They're framing their victims. O.P.P, not only are you guilty of murdering my mother, but you are guilty of doing this to me, and you are guilty of murdering an entire bloodline for fucking revenge retaliation, so you could get back to fucking children, so you could get back to human trafficking, poor, homeless, elderly, disabled. Beware around Lennox and Addington, Ontario Provincial Police. They are very seriously dangerous people. And if anything happens to you, do not expect to go to the hospital here, because you will not get any help. Do not expect to get any lawyers around here for legal matters, because you will not get any help. You mention O.P.P or Spencer Mills to the lawyers around here, first words out of their mouth is, nope, we cannot do nothing, we will not do nothing. They know how dangerous the cops are around here. They know if anybody goes against them, they will be murdered, their families will be murdered, their children possibly molested or trafficked. And the lawyers around here know it. Doctors, Terry, triage nurse, You are a piece of shit scum. You all need to be in prison, and you also look like you are a child sex offender. I'm not making that accusation saying that you are. I'm saying that you look. But that means nothing. And your actions also, too. The day that you tried to lock me in the room, I seen there was a child up at the hospital there, and you were around that kid pretty close looking at her. She looked like she was maybe about 10 years old. You were checking her out really, really, really well. Trust me, I was watching you, pervert. So, these cops, these doctors, the cops have surrounded me with their hands on their guns to prevent anything legal on them and their doctors and their boss. They've laughed in my face. They've had me kidnapped to get my blood and my piss. They've had me falsely charged and arrested. Woolridge's prisoner tracking put onto me. So, after 3 years of 24/7 and being lived through and broadcasted through, my identity is done. This which you see right here is not, it's me, but it's not me. This is from being deformed to 50, 60 different fucking people and proving it and being called a liar. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. I just want everybody to know it is an illegal offense to get medical help, legal help, or anything else when you are a victim who tried to save lives against police in Napanee, Ontario. Be safe, everybody. Watch yourselves, watch your parents and your children. Hit that like, share, subscribe.